It's algebra. Peace. Hey, look, we're going to get you ready for the quizzes you'll be having this week in Algebra 1, Year 1. So, oh, my battery's running low. I guess I need to plug it in. You know, you always have to have something ready, all right? Booyaka. Okay, so I want to get you ready for the quiz coming up, all right? So what I want you to do is, do you see this? Do you see this? Okay. I want you to draw that on a piece of paper. This is 3x plus 2. Draw that on a piece of paper. All right. And actually, I want you to type in or write in these words: coefficient, variable, operation, constant. You know, put that on a piece of paper because we're going to be going in kind of deep. We're going to go in kind of deep. So speaking of operations, do you see this? Do you see that? That's an operation. That's one of the 4 operations. So you know that is plus or addition. And voila, this is the inverse operation. This is the opposite operation. So this is addition, the inverse operation, the opposite operation, the other side of the story is subtraction. So there are 4 operations that we're going to go over, right? Like if you look at this 3x plus 2 plus or addition is the operation. So those are the first 2 operations that I want to go over, but there are 2. So the other 2 are multiplication and division. So these are the 4 operations, the 4 horsemen, 4 horse people. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Those represent our 4 operations. And those 4 operations also have different terms that we use. So we might say sum, S-U-M, for addition. We might say difference for subtraction. We might say product, or we might say quotient for division. All right. So what's the word we might say for division? What is it? What's the word that we might say for multiplication? What's the word we might say for subtraction? What's the word we say for addition? All right, let's start over. So what's the other term that we may use in algebra for addition? Sum. All right, good job. Excellent, excellent with the vocabulary. Look at you, high schooler you. What's the word that we might use for subtraction? Hey, what's the difference? Yeah. So, okay, what's the word that we might use for subtraction? Trying to fool you. Difference. All right, what's the word for multiplication? Product. And the word for division? Quotient. So good. So these are the 4 operations. Okay. And once you can see here with 3x plus 2, that's an operation. So let's go into some questions. I'm going to prepare you for the quiz. Okay. So a variable. Is it a letter or symbol that represents an unknown value? Is it a term or expression? Is it a constant or coefficient? Or is it not or crosses? Well, a variable is a letter like this. X is a letter, letter X, or a symbol that represents an unknown value. So if you answer that correctly, you're well on your way. Good job. Next question. So a constant is a blank value, a number on its own whose value does not change. So this 2, does it change? Is it changing? Does it change, or is it fixed? Like, is a 2 actually worth 5? No, a 2 is always a 2. So the answer would be a constant is a fixed value. A constant is a fixed value. All right, not that one. All right, so a constant is a fixed value. Keep that in mind. All right. So let's talk about a new term. The word is term. The term of an expression are the parts of the expression which are separated by addition or, what do you think it is? Subtraction. So right now the operation is addition. It could be subtraction. The operation could be subtraction, but this is the term, the 3x plus 2. So when we talk about a term, you'll notice something. When we talk about a term, there isn't an equal sign. There's not an equal sign. So if you see an equal sign, it's not a term. This is a term. If it has an equal sign, it kind of changes. So yeah, that's a term. All right, so keep that in mind and let us move. Next question. Identify the variable of the algebraic expression 3x plus 5. Which one of those numbers are the variable? Which one of those numbers are the variable? 3x plus 5. Is it 3? Is it x? Or is it 5? Ooh, I was trying to trick you. I was trying to trick you. Yes, because we know that a variable is a symbol or a letter, right? It's a symbol or a letter. So would it be 3x or 5? Well, we know it's x. All right. Yeah, I was trying to trick you. Some of you fell for it. Most of you didn't. Here's a nice one. What's the coefficient? Identify the coefficient of the algebraic expression 3x plus 5. So the coefficient, what's the coefficient? Now, the coefficient is always the number that's right next to the variable. It's the number that's multiplying the variable. Remember, this is 3x, which is really 3 times x. So when you see a number next to a variable, the number is the coefficient, the letter is the variable, and it's saying 3 times x or 3x, okay? So in this expression, what is the coefficient? What's the coefficient? Coefficient is 3. Hopefully you had that correct. I know, actually, it looks like all you had that correct, because here's a good one. Identify the constant in the expression 3x plus 5. What's the constant? Well, the constant would be 5. That's the number that doesn't change, you know, because 3 is the coefficient. In this case, 3 is the coefficient. X is the variable. So that would be the constant. That would be the constant in this particular example, all right? So identify the terms. Identify the terms. Now the terms includes the coefficient, the variable, and the constant. It just doesn't include the operation. So it's coefficient, variable, and constant does not include the operation. So would that be 3? Nope, because 3 is just the coefficient. Would that be x? No, because x is just the variable. Would it be 5? No, I'm just being facetious. The terms would be 3x and 5. Hopefully that was your answer. Hopefully that was your... So identify the variable of the algebraic expression m minus 6. What's the variable? Tell me what the variable is. Is it 1? Is it m? Is it 6? What do you think? Is it 6? Is it negative 6? What's the variable? I think you know. Yeah, you already answered that. Yep. Yeah, m is the variable. M is definitely the variable. Good job, good job, good. Here's a tricky one. Here's a tricky one. Identify the coefficient of the algebraic expression m minus 6. I'll wait. I said this was tricky, and this is the reason why this one is kind of tricky, because there's a hidden number 1 in front of the m. You know, you might not see it, but whenever you see a variable, there's a hidden number 1 in front of the variable. So there's a 1 there. You may not see it because we don't have to write it, but there's really a hidden number 1 there in front of the variable. So the coefficient would be that. Yes, that would be. Next question, numero 10, number 10. What is red? Actually, I think they need to put what is in red. That may help you a little bit. So what is in red? What is in red? The red letters are the variables. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to something a little more difficult. I'm going to let that marinate. What is in red? Is it an expression or an equation? Well, here's the good stuff. If it has an equal sign, then it becomes an equation. But since you don't see an equal sign there, I mean, there's no equal sign there. So it's an expression. It's an algebraic expression. All right. You say, well, what's the difference between a term and an expression? They're very similar, but we know it's not an equation because an equation would have a equal sign, or it might have a is not equal sign. You know, and equations have equal signs or not equal signs. So it's not actually, that's wrong. Equations have equal signs. I moved ahead. Yeah, it's an equation. It's not an equation. If I mean, an equation has equal signs, but since there are no equal signs, the answer is expression. So hopefully you receive that. So since we did that, what is in red? I see y, I'm sorry, I see x plus y equals 50. X plus y equals 50. So what do I see right here? Yep, you get it. You got it. Yeah, it's an equation. It's an equation because it has an equal sign. So let's get back to the basics, okay? All right, so we have 3x plus 2. We know that 3 is the coefficient. X is the variable. We know that plus is the operation. You know, but what happens if we do this? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. If we, yeah, so now we have a different operation. Operation is subtraction. And our constant, our beautiful constant is 2. And if we were to do this, and let's say we do, yeah, let's make this up. Now we want to solve for x. We want to solve for x. And now we don't have a term, we have an equation. All right, we have an equation. All right, so 3 times x minus 2 equals 7. This is a little ahead of the game. This is some advanced stuff. We're going to get into this in the next few weeks. But if we had 3x minus 2 equals 7, what I would do is you're going to do the same thing on both sides. All right, I'm going to add 2 here, add 2 here. I know you're not going to deal with this right now. All right, so look, 7 plus 2 is 9. Negative 2, if you owe somebody $2, then you pay him $2. How much do you owe him? Nothing. Nothing. And to be honest with you, we don't have to write a 0. We don't have to write a 0. So that just kind of X's itself out. So we have 3x equals 9. And this is advanced. This is advanced. But we know that 3 times 3 equals 9 if you know your 3 times tables. So x has to equal 9. Okay. All right, that's a little advanced. So we're going to be working on stuff like that in the future. That's the direction that we're moving in. But let's get back to being prepared for this upcoming quiz. And to get prepared, we're going to pull up our calculator, desmos.com. And the reason that we say, hey, use Desmos is because when you take the SOL, you're going to have Desmos already attached. Okay. So, and I think when you do the benchmarks test, you'll have you'll have Desmos already attached. You're not going to have your phone with you. So don't get used to using your phone. As a matter of fact, in math class, put your phone up. It's actually going to be a hindrance to you. All right. So you go to desmos.com and you click scientific calculator. For algebra, we use a scientific calculator. So go ahead and choose that scientific calculator. It's going to help you out a lot. And now we're going to look at evaluating some expressions. So this is what you're going to have to do on the test. So be ye prepared. All right, evaluate what means figure out. The expression, that's the expression, right? It's not a term because it doesn't have an addition or subtraction sign. It's an expression. So evaluate the expression for x equals 16. Well, if x equals 16, then what we're going to do is we're going to take this 16 and we're going to put it where the x was, right? And we'll see the 2 stays right here. So now we have 16 divided by 2, or 16 over 2. 16 divided by 2. So we'll do 16 divided by, you see how it made, 2. And the answer is 8. Good. So we come back to here, and that's the answer. That's the answer. That's the answer. The answer is 8. The answer is 8. The answer is 8. Good stuff. Let's do the. So we're going to evaluate the next one, okay? All right, so 3h. Now, 3h is really 3 times h, right? Whenever you have a coefficient next to a variable, the coefficient is multiplying the variable. So this is really 3 times h, but you're just going to see, like you see here, 3h. So now what we're going to do is change. So instead of a h, we're going to do, because it says h is 7, we're going to do 7. All right. So you can do 3 times 7. You can actually do, parentheses and do it that way. I like the parentheses. So we have 3 times 7. So what is 3 times 7? Let's find out. All right. 3 times 7. 3, well, let me clear that out. Yes. 3 times 7. Answer is 21. Answer is 21. Is 21 an answer? 21 is one of the answers. So we just answered. So let's go ahead and work on this one, okay? Let's work on this one. Okay, so it's e over 9, and we're going to rewrite it. And you should use your pencil to rewrite it. Always keep a pen or something handy because it really helps you with math. All right, so instead of e, we're going to put 81. So we're going to switch out e for 81, and that's 81 over 9. Now, if you know your multiplication tables, you would say, well, something times, well, I'll tell you what, let's just go to the decimals. All right. And we're going to clear, and we're going to type in 81 divided by, you see how it did that? 9. You can also do this. You can do that first. You can put the division sign first, then type in 81, and then you can click here and put in the 9. Either one of them works. The answer still came up to 9. So I know that I come back here and the answer is 9. The answer is 9. Feeling fine. Okay, so let's do this one. 8c, and remember, I tell you, always rewrite it. When you rewrite things, it goes in your brain a little deeper. Okay, so 8c plus 25. And now we have here that c equals 5. So instead of putting 8c, I'm going to put 8, 5. Now I'm just putting a 5 in parentheses. Just putting it into parentheses, all right? And so now we have 8 times 5. So what would 8 times 5 be? What would 8 times 5 be? All right, we can go to our handy dandy decimals. 8 times 5 is 40. So now we come back here, right? And we say, so this is 40. 40 plus 25. And you might want to even do it on the side. 40, 25. If you had $40 and Mr. Varner gave you another $25, 0 plus 5 is 0. 4 plus 2 is 6. So your answer is 65. That's how we're going to solve problems like this. So hopefully you did well on that. And let's go to the next. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. B minus 5. But instead of B, we're going to put 7 minus 5 because B is 7, right? 7 minus 5. If you had $7 and you gave me 5, you're going to have 2 left. All right. So let's, that was good. That was good. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. All right. Evaluate the expression below for j equals 6. So 2, 6. Remember that j equals 6 minus 7. Okay, so 2 times 6 is 12. Now, you can go to your handy dandy decimals if you want to. 2 times 6. Oh, I need to clear it. All right, 2 times 6. The answer is right there, 12. So you have the answer. So we have 12 minus 7. And you can go back to your handy dandy decimals if you need to. 12 minus 7, 5. Okay, let me do this. 12 minus 7, 5. Good stuff, good stuff. So the answer is 5, not negative 5, not 17, not 19. The answer is 5. Good stuff. Let's go to the next one, 7. All right, k equals 6. So we're going to do that, right? 4 times 6. We're putting the 6 in parentheses, minus 5. Okay, 4 times 6. Handy dandy decimals, clear all. 4 times 6, 24. Okay, now we're back here. So 24 minus 5. Okay, that's going to give you 19. That's going to give you 19. Okay, good stuff. Let's go to the next one. All right, z equals 2. Good stuff. All right, so then we have 9 times 2. Remember, z is 2. Z is 2. So 9 times 2, maybe you know that one off the top of your head. The answer is 18. Good stuff. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Evaluate the expression. The expression below for y equals 3. So if y equals 3, then we're just going to say 3 plus 4, and that's 7. Okay. Okay, let's keep it moving. Number 10. This is where we're going to end. All right, m equals 6. So 2m, 2 times 6, minus 2. All right, so we can go to decimals. We can do that. All right, clear all. 2 times 6 is 12. All right, so we know that that's 12 minus 2. So if you had $2 and you had $12 and you subtracted 2, that's going to leave you with 10. Your answer is going to be 10. So let's see, is there a 10 there? Is there a 10 in the house? Oh, well, yeah. Yeah. All right. So the answer is 10. Good stuff. All right. So that's going to help you prepare for the quiz. If you watch this video twice, watch it twice, watch it with an adult. And, if you can answer the questions to that adult while you're watching the video, you're good. You're Gucci. You're FUBU. All right. So do what you can. Let's knock this test out. All right. Knock the quiz out.